Okay, how's everybody doing? My name is Midshipman Second Class Mitchell, and I am giving you all a brief on the ASTB. For those of you who do not know what the ASTB is, it's a test which the Navy uses to gauge how well prospective people who are interested in aviation will do well in their pipeline. So, and it's been proven to be an excellent predictor of both training, performance, and success in the aviation programs. There's 6 different components, which means you're going to have 6 tests that you're going to take while you take the ASTB. So as you take the ASTB, the first section might be this, the second section might be this, and it's just a random order. But there's 6 different tests which you're going to have to know in order to do well. And each of those tests, some of them have a significant contribution to certain scoring procedures, because the way you're scored, it's like a 3-digit number. It can be like 6, 7, 8, or 8, 9, 10, and the 7 obviously refers to this number, the 6 will refer to this number, and then 7 will refer to that number. And there's a range of a 1 to 9. The average score usually is about a 4 to 5 on each section, which means that 58% of the section was answered correctly. So, as a general person taking the test, you should at least score better than the average. So if you're scoring, say there's 20 questions in a particular session, you know it's 58%, so that's probably like 13 or 14 questions that you have to have at least correct in order to be on pace to score an average pace. But, we're going to try to do better, and so, everybody's going to have to put in their own work and study hard for this test. Don't worry about the minimum score. Just do well. Regardless if you're trying to become an NFO or an aviator, just go into the test, try your best, and shoot for the absolute. As long as you walk out of there knowing that you did your best, that's all you can ask for. That's all Lieutenant Brown would ask for, and that's all that you should be asking of yourself. But doing your best on the test also means that you prepared your best to go into the test feeling most comfortable, most prepared. And so hopefully this PowerPoint will shed some light onto how one approach might work as to how to study for the ASTB. The ASTB is kind of like the SAT or the GRE or the LSAT or any test that you have to take in order to get accepted into a particular program. What I mean by that is you're going to be giving a lot of information. There's some random tests. There's always these little funky math problems. There's a little bit of verbal, database, which you probably would need in order to succeed. And so you're going to have to study the material that we give you, that is available to you online, that Lieutenant Brown has in his office. Seek the information first, obtain it, take the proper time to study the material. So if there's a section called Reading Comprehension, read the book's explanation on how to do well on that section. Read another book's explanation. Find some stuff on Google that can give you tools on what to look for, how to quickly decipher through the information so that you can do well. Then practice yourself. Use the practice test that we provide you, that is available online. And also, if you're reading out a particular book, there's probably some practice questions in the section following the explanation. Use the solution manual with what you find. And see if you did right. See if you can find your corrections. If you cannot find your corrections, or if you're taking an excessively long time to do a particular problem that you want to know how to do quicker, feel free to approach myself, Lieutenant Bingham, Midshipman First Class Whitehead, or anybody else you think is capable of doing the information, and maybe they can teach you another way to do it. So this is kind of how I studied for the test. I knew I wanted to go aviation in the summer, and so when I came here, Lieutenant Brown gave me the information in early August, and I devoted my weekly Wednesdays in the mornings to study. For about 1 hour, 30 minutes I would read the section, and for the last 30 minutes I would take the actual practice test I was provided with the material. And through a whole bunch of weeks, I was able to decipher through all the information. And when I first took the test, I felt comfortable I had a lot of time to spare. I knew some of the general approaches on how to approach certain problems, and I would also go to Lieutenant Brown's office or Lieutenant Bingham's office on a weekly basis if I wasn't able to understand the information from the study section. Ensign Brownlee, he was a lieutenant here about 2 years ago, and he actually scored a perfect score on the ASTB. And I asked him how did he study, and he said he at least devoted 6 hours weekly to studying. He felt that, if this is something that he really wanted in his career, it's okay to give up 6 or 5 hours out of your week if you really want it. He purchased 3 different books, and so he would read one book on reading comprehension, then another book on reading comprehension, then a third book on reading comprehension. Then he would go back through and take those practice tests, and so he kind of just became an expert at it. And I like what he said here on his Facebook message. There's only a certain amount of concepts that you can that the ASTB uses, and what he's saying by that is when you do the physics section, there's only a certain amount of there might be a gravity question, but they can only change that gravity question 3 or 4 different times, even though the variables might change. If you know the concept of gravity, 9.8 meters per second, you can do those problems all day. And so just study all you can, get familiar with the concepts, write them down, and when you come to the study sessions that we'll have bi-weekly, be sure to ask those questions so that we're able to assist you. So my plan is I would like to operate as a facilitator. So every 2 weeks, I'll send out an email and say, hey, aviators or potential aviators, hey, we're going to meet up this time, this date, for this long. If you can come, please come. And when we meet up, hopefully, 2 midshipmen might have 2 different questions, but if you've done your actual work, you'll be able to assist each other, where I am just watching you all, perform the studying session. And so you have to study by yourself, but at the same time, when we meet together, you guys also have to work together. And I would like for all of you to at least come with questions, come with information regarding how far you have attempted the problem, what's your understanding of the problem, and I reserve the right to kick you out of the study group if you're not doing well, or if I believe that you're just showing up and you're wasting our time, because we're only going to meet up for about an hour. At least I'll only be there for an hour. If you guys want to stay longer, that's up to you. But come there, shoot some questions at me. We'll try to answer them as a group, and then go back home and study some more, become a master of it, and internalize the information so that you're able to not just regurgitate it, but you actually have a conceptual understanding of the information come, ASTB test day. Here's everybody's contact information, which everybody gave me. Please work together. I understand that many of you are busy. A lot of you have different schedules that conflict. But if you can, hold each other accountable. If Midshipman Bell is able to meet with Midshipman Torres on, Tuesdays after drill for an hour, and you guys find that out, even though I'm not going to be there, if you guys both go there together and you both read a certain section together and you both test yourself and you both go through the solution manual together, the likelihood of you two understanding the information is probably better opposed to Bell just doing it by himself. As well as if Bell just studied by himself, he might slack off every now and then. But if he knows that he has a scheduled plan to meet with Torres every week, at least you're going to stay consistent with the information. Even if you're not grasping it too much, you stay consistent, which is kind of what you probably need to do in order to pass the ASTB. Final thing, this is the first time that I know of in the past 4 years where we've tried to work hard to have everybody to come together who's interested in aviation. If you guys have any recommendations or suggestions, or if you guys prefer to do, video, YouTube information like this every now and then, send me emails. I'll talk to Lieutenant Brown to see if maybe we could do a Skype, and I can record the Skype lecture or something. But please send me emails. I've only received emails from 1 or 2 of you guys on a weekly basis, and I know my schedule is very tight, but I am free every day after 8 p.m. So if you guys want to meet up with me and just do 1 or 2 problems, just let me know. I'm not going to kill myself helping you all, but I am here to help you. But please, study hard and do this as a group, by yourself. Just come prepared for test day. Finally, a lot of you indicated that you guys have problems with the mechanics or the mathematical portion of the test, and so NASA provided a very good outlet, which I use frequently. If you go to the link and you click this video, here's all these concepts, and it's actually taught to a kindergarten to 12th graders. So they explain it very well, and you can just right-click, do Save As, and then once you save the file, you can play it to your computer, and you'll be able to watch the video. And also use YouTube as a resource. Find books in the library, but you will need to know these concepts. They deal with flight as well as anything that's aerodynamical and aerodynamic. I apologize. But yeah, study hard, use your resources, click on the other links. They provide some very good information, and I will contact you all soon. Thank you.